Hello, sweet, wonderful people. Dell and I would like to show you what I've been working on today, aside from drinking a ridiculous amount of coffee. So my friend came over, and she is an herbalist. And so, of course you're gonna play with that. Here are two plants that I was actually weeding yesterday in my quest to appease the neighbors in gardening and such. Here we have this plant, which my friend Elizabeth says is called purslane. Looks like that. It's viewed as a weed. Well, guess what? That plant, when used as an edible, because it's edible, is extremely rich in omega-3 fatty acids. I'm a vegetarian, and it is very hard to get omega-3 fatty acids because people get them from fish oil, and I do not eat fish. You may recognize as a type of clover, and she called it Sweet Rocket, also an extremely edible plant. I have so much of both of them around my property. So here I was thinking, I'm not actually a gardener, I'm never going to be a gardener, it's really hard, I kill plants a lot, and yet these two are doing so well on my property, and without any assist from me, I've been successfully growing two very edible and very nutritious plants. Killed a whole bunch of purslane yesterday because I didn't know that it was an edible. An-edible, not inedible is what I'm saying. Maggie, come back here with that. That's mine. You can't. Oh my god. She had oh my god. You did damage very quickly on that one. Having an herbalist around is incredible. And I'm extremely lucky to have this friendship and to also have her be like, no dummy, you can eat that. It's very good for you, which is amazing. This 2 of my day has been being caffeinated by 2 cups of coffee, and as you can see, I've got a third sitting over there ready to be drunk, English. Realizing that I really want houseplants. And I'm so glad these 2 are here because they're the reason I can't have houseplants. They kill everything. I wanted a tiny shelf to put above my chair in my studio, put tiny little plants on. Last summer I actually bought greenhouses thinking that that would keep the cats away from the tiny plants, like little succulents in the house. No. It didn't. They found a way in no matter what I did and destroyed the greenhouses. I found this piece of wood in my garage. Love moving into a house that someone else lived in first. It means that there's a whole bunch of junk that I get to find. Using my handy dandy level from my dad, the hinge of all things, I have created a shelf for tiny plants. Enough that the cats cannot jump up there to sit on it, cannot reach the plants. I'm so excited. This little one here was actually growing in my garage. And despite being in the garage, despite being in the dark, it persevered. This one, the little dandelion, so many people just hate them. Guess what? They're highly potent and helpful, healthy edibles as well. This little one's a fern, because I really like ferns. I don't know if I'm focused or not. I'm drinking coffee, I'm always unfocused. I curled my hair today. Actually, I curled it last night with leave-in rollers. It's easy, and it adds something different to my life. I have a little screw here to offer a little under support, and same on that side, which was perfect for putting my little lights over. A hinge, just a door hinge right here. I super glued it to keep it there, because why not? Because super glue is amazing. It's just so perfect to have them in coffee mugs. I feel a bit like these plants. The morning glory was stuck in there. I did not even know it was growing until I looked out one day and it had, what is that, like a foot of growth basically? This one tiny little plant grew in a garage where there was next to no sunlight. The dirt was bone dry. I wasn't tending to it at all, and yet it still managed to hang in there, which is a good metaphor for life. Little fern was actually growing between the cracks in a little brick paved area in my backyard, coming up somewhere that wasn't ideal, but that had just the right enough amount of nutrients. All of them were tested. They were put through stress and strain, and were not given the correct circumstances for life, and yet here they are, alive. These hardy little creatures that are just trying to live, which is incredible and worth embracing and worth celebrating. Such strong examples. They're admirable, and I want their company. And in 2 hours, at the thought of being able to have these tiny, beautiful plants in my studio, I managed to cut a piece of wood with a kitchen knife, stomping on the wood, find some plants, transplant them, jerry-rig this shelf to hold them. Maybe the shelf will come crashing down, but that's just another metaphor for life. maybe everything will fall apart. Maybe I will very unsuccessfully garden and they will all die. But they're miraculous. And I want to celebrate that. I want to embrace that. I want to give them nurturing. I want them to serve as a reminder to nurture myself. Personal growth doesn't have to be in perfect growing circumstances, so long as I keep going. Look at them! They're on a shelf in my studio! I put them there! Just so excited. I am doing. I am doing. I am doing. I am doing. I have plants up there now because I did that. Because I thought of it and I said, I probably have the tools to just do that right now. And so I did. I did it. There are plants. I made plants. Plants that thrived on their own. Plants that thrive despite their circumstances. Plants that are inspirational to me now live in my studio. And I live in my studio. This is where I am. This is where I create best. This is the safe space that I've created for myself so that I can create, so that I can do. Essentially, they remind me where I come from. As an animal, my roots are outside. Things are going well. I am growing despite the fact that I'm in a garage, or despite the fact that I'm between bricks. Those are my circumstances. I cannot change them, but I can change them for these little plants. I will give them water and I will give them love and I'll probably name them, and they might die. I am willing to admit that that might happen, but it might not. And rather than not doing it because of that possibility, I did it because there's also the possibility that they will live for a very long time, and the possibility that they might succeed. And finding those tiny inspirations, those little things that keep you moving, those little things like yoga in the morning, or long walks on the beach, or coffee with a really good friend. Those little things are the things that make the rest of life, the stuff that we've built up as humans, the shitty stuff, the stuff that doesn't feel good, the stuff that makes you uncomfortable. Those little comforts, like tiny plants and fuzzy cats and cute stuffed foxes, those things make life good. I'm gonna finish my coffee and probably just sit and stare at those cute little plants for a very long time.